Morning, Trainiacs. We are 2.5 hours into the Sunday race simulation workout day. Big long bike, followed by a 30-minute run, 2 weeks out from Half Ironman Puerto Rico. And being that it's still minus 20 Celsius outside, I have spent a ton of time on Zwift. But it's made easier by the nice Zwift setup I've got, and one of the key aspects of that Zwift setup, down there, that is the Wahoo Kickr Headwind that I have yet to talk about until today. Right after I finish up this ride and then go for a run. And a sauna. And do a little bit of plyometrics. I don't know, I'll see you guys in a few days when I'm feeling better from that. Oh, that's it. That is done. I gotta be perfectly honest with you. Not all workouts go well. And that was one that did not go well. You might think that I'm just crushing every single workout, but that one went awful. Yesterday, awful. I cut off the end of both of them because for the last 3.5 weeks, I've been going through some medication to clear up. Apparently there's like a parasite or a virus or something in my digestive tract that we're trying to clear out to get my hormones in check, and it's been messing with my sleep. So according to the Oura Ring, I was not ready for things this morning. Even though I felt good, started the workout, and it did not go well. But they're not all winners. So, all right, enough of my jibber jabber. After I go and finish that sauna session, we are going to get into the Wahoo Kickr Headwind. My opinion on it might not be what you expect. Let me go clean myself up and stop complaining. All right? All right. Wahoo Kickr Headwind. So let me give you some of the specs on what the Wahoo Kickr Headwind is. Essentially, it's a smart fan. It's the first smart fan specifically designed for the bike trainer. This is for use on Zwift or Trainer Road or these smart training apps where you're hooking in your trainer to another device and you want to simulate a real world experience. Now this can connect via Bluetooth to your trainer, and depending on the speed of the trainer, this can speed up the flow of the wind faster or slower, all the way up to 48 kilometers an hour, 30 miles an hour, or basically just a slow little trickle. You can also control it by your heart rate. You can control it with your app manually, or you can just control it with the buttons right here on the device itself. So basically you can set it to be a dynamic setting that speeds up, slows down, or you can set it and basically it just turns into a fan, but the blow pattern of the fan is specific to the angle coming from the ground to how somebody sits on the bike. So it's kind of designed to envelop you and get a good chunk of your body, and it's also designed that it sits over top of the legs on the Wahoo Kickr desk. There's two positions. This is the first position where there's a slight angle. The next position is where it's more straight on. At this largest setting, this most upright setting, it is 18 by 12 by 19. So it's a nice small footprint. It's also just 12 pounds. So moving it around, really nice, super easy, very portable, very nicely designed. Some of the nice things about this is that it follows all of the Wahoo Kickr design, kind of that nice black on matte gray with the Wahoo Kickr branding, the lack of vowels, all that good stuff that we like about Wahoo. Now let's get into how it actually functions. A couple of things. It pairs with not just the Wahoo Kickr, but it pairs with any Bluetooth enabled smart trainer. So this could work with my Cyclops hammer, my Cyclops H2. It can be controlled just by a heart rate strap, so you don't really even need a smart trainer per se. It can function with all different types of things. I've set this up in front of my treadmill and just used it as a big fan in front of my treadmill. Just using it as a fan is a kind of an ominous dun 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 sentence. It's also fairly quiet. When I first started using it, I had to look down and see and make sure that there were lights on the front to see if it was actually on, because it just has a bit of a low churn. Now here we are in March, and I think I've used this since September, and just yesterday there was starting to be a little bit of a whir at really high speeds on the fan, but I think it just had something clogged up in it. And like all fans, like all of these, with a little bit of compressed air, you can clean it out. So I'm sure that's just what happened. But Wahoo is really quite good, being a US company with customer service. And we just saw that with the Wahoo Kickr Core, when they had a massive issue with one of the bolts coming loose, that they replaced those with no questions asked. So if there is an issue, I would trust Wahoo to take care of it very quickly. As far as functionality, it works. Like all Wahoo products, pairs really quickly, it's really consistent. I just have to get on the trainer, and 49 times out of 50, if not more, it starts up just as I go. I don't even have to turn it on. It's smart enough to realize the trainer's moving. I need to start becoming a smart fan. So I like it. Like, functionally speaking, it does exactly what it's supposed to do. Now, the thing is, do you need to buy it? So while it works, it does cost $250. And that was one of the biggest issues that DC Rainmaker had in his review, and I'll link to his review at the end of the video. And what you'll see and hear from me, from him, from a lot of people that have this is it a good addition to an overall smart trainer setup, a Zwift setup? Yes. Is it critical? Is it a game changer? Is it like the Wahoo Kickr Climb where I'm like, oh, I have to use this all the time? No. Essentially, if I didn't think about setting this up from a smart device standpoint, where it speeds up, it slows down as I speed up and slow down, I would actually probably prefer it to just stay on at a high blow rate for a long period of time. Because when it gets down to, say, 10 kilometers an hour when you're on a hill and you're working really hard, that's when you want the cooling to kick in. And from a realistic standpoint, when you're out on the road, even when you're going slow, you still often have a breeze coming by. So it's not like the Kickr where you functionally have different muscle groups that are working. You've got a different peripheral sense in your hands and your body that you're getting broken up by all of these gradient changes. This is kind of unnoticeably better. And because it's unnoticeably better, I then start looking at the cost and saying, well, if I really just want a fan to cool me down, is it really worth the $250? And if you were to go on CanadianTire.com, because we are proud Canucks here, even the most expensive fan is just $100. So if it's not a must to make Zwift riding more enjoyable, if it is fairly expensive, if it isn't a complete game changer, who would buy it? And why are these still actually selling fairly well? Well, for a few things. Number one, if you want the absolute most realistic simulation in Zwift possible, this is how you do it. Number two, if you love the Wahoo Kickr experience where you can just hop on the bike, this starts automatically and you don't have to think about, all right, well, I've got to get my trainer going, and then I've also got to get the fan going, and then when I get off the bike, I also have to turn off the fan. This is just everything that we like about that Wahoo experience, that it's completely seamless and you just get on and you go. That's why I still use it, and I don't have to think about it. I like that. And if you're aesthetically concerned about everything matching and not having this giant industrial fan blowing on you, and you want something that's a little bit slicker that mixes and matches with an already existing Wahoo setup, this is gonna do that. It just ties in perfectly, moves around nicely. As you move the desk, this comes with it. So it functions really well. The key to all this is that you also have to be somebody that isn't scared by the $250 price tag. That's the big downside to it, because essentially it's a really expensive fan. Now, is that extra $150 beyond the already expensive fans that you can get from a hardware store worth it? That's up to you. But I will say that I judge whether a product is good or not based on, do I keep using it after I have already reviewed it and kind of got a sense of it, given my feedback to the company about it. And yeah, I'm gonna take this off the table right now and I'm gonna go put it right back in front of the trainer, because I think that it is part of one of the best Zwift setup experiences that you can get. So there you go, Trainiacs. That is the Wahoo Kickr Headwind. You can take a look at my review of the Wahoo Kickr Climb, which I do think is a game changer right up here. You can take a look at DC Rainmaker's review of the Wahoo Kickr Headwind down there. And if you aren't already subscribed, hit the subscribe button below. Later, Trainiacs.